Hi, my name is Nicky Davies and I am the Sales and Marketing Manager here at Kosmos Games UK. I'm going to show you a few of the games that we have in our catalogue along with my Cosmo kids and tell you a little bit about them, and hopefully you'll like them. If you like riddles but don't like tearing things up, then the adventure game's probably for you. They're more of a narrative game, but they still have a mystery to solve. The dungeon is for 1 to 4 players, ages 12 plus, and it's 3 lots of 90 minutes. It's a really nice family friendly game with lots of things to solve. Monochromating is 1 to 4 players, and we say from age 16 plus. It has slightly more adult themes, nothing lewd or horrid, but just a little bit more graphic, and that is also 3 lots of 90 minutes, and you can give them to somebody else when you finish with them. Our best sellers are the exit games, which are brilliant, and they are one-off mystery games where you have to solve 13 different sort of riddles in order to come to the conclusion. We have several that are in our novice section. So we have the Mysterious Museum, we have the Sunken Treasure, we have the Abandoned Cabin, we have the House of Riddles, our personal favourite, the Haunted Roller Coaster, and our new one, the Stormy Flight. We've actually sold over 100,000 of these by the middle of the year, so we're quite pleased with these. This is the next section. These are the kind of intermediate level. So we have our new ones, Theft on the Mississippi, we have the Secret Lab, the Polar Station, the Sinister Mansion, and the Forgotten Island. Okay, these are our hardest games in the section. We have the Dead Man on the Orient Express, Pharaoh's Tomb, the Forbidden Castle, and probably the hardest one I think is the Catacombs of Horror, which is actually a 2-part set, slightly more expensive, but it will take you 2 to 4 hours, have a nice bit of a break in the middle, but that's probably our most difficult exit of the section. This is Legends of Andor. It's got a great following. It's a Cosmos game with 2 to 4 players, aged 10 and plus, and takes around about an hour to an hour and a half. It has a series of missions that everyone has to join in to try and work cooperatively to beat the dragon at the end. It's a great game with a great following. This is Journey to the North from Legends of Andor. It's an expansion on the original base pack, and you will need the original in order to play this game. It is again for 2 to 4 players, age 10 plus, takes about an hour to an hour and a half, and it's just a really nice expansion on the original game. This is The Last Hope, which is part 3 of the Legends of Andor trilogy. It is a standalone game, so you won't need the base unit for this one. The same rules apply, 2 to 4 players, age 10 plus, takes about an hour to an hour and a half, and this one you have to defeat the skeletons in order to win in this cooperative game. These are 3 of the Legends of Andor expansion packs. Again, they're for age 10 plus and take about an hour to an hour and a half. You will need the base game to play these, both of these 2 here, and with this one you can play with either the base game or with The Last Hope. This is the Liberation of Rightburg. It's a standalone game that's based in the world of Andor, basically. 2 to 4 players, age 10 plus, only takes about 40 minutes, so it's a bit easier, and it's just a really nice little adventure game for the whole family, very cooperative and a good fun game.
This is a bongo. It's a Cosmos Gamers game and is for 1 to 4 players ages 8 and up. It takes about 25 minutes to play, and the aim of the game is to fit these Tetris-like pieces into a bigger shape. The fastest person to complete this shouts Ubongo.
This is City Skylines. It's based on the best-selling adventure game online. It is for players 1 to 4, 10 and up, and it starts at about 40 minutes and it can go up to over an hour. Basically, in the way of all these city building games, you are trying to get together your residential, commercial and industrial areas to build and manage the city in the best way that you can. This is Checkpoint Charlie from Devir. It's a game I've had for a while. It's a game of observation, deduction and mental agility. It's for 3 to 5 players, ages 10 plus, probably a little bit younger if they know what they're doing. 30 minutes roundabout, and it's again a fun kind of card management game.
This is Ubongo Travel, and it's a Cosmos game. This game is for 1 to 4 players ages 7 and up. It should take about 15 minutes to play, and is just like the original Ubongo, but smaller and easy to travel with.
The Colour Monster is a game from Devir. It's for 2 to 5 players and ages 3 and up. It takes about 20 minutes and it helps children talk about their feelings.
This is Crazy Fishing from Devir. It's one of our newer ones. It's from ages 6 plus, so it's quite a nice little party game for the whole family. 2 to 6 people can play. It takes about half an hour, but can go as quickly as 15 minutes. You're basically using your best rod and reel to lure out the biggest fish that you can catch. And it's just a nice family game. This is The Crew. It is a cooperative trick-taking game that just won the Kennish Builders Yard, which we're very proud of. We sold a lot of this game and it's doing really well still. It's for 3 to 5 players, but there is a 2-player variant. It's a trick-taking game. It's really good fun. It says from 10 plus, but I think you could probably do it from a little bit younger if you know how to do trick-taking. Yeah, you can't talk during it, but you do have a communication token, and there's lots of videos online to tell you how to play it.
This is Dragons and Chickens. It's a Devir game. It's for 2 to 5 players, ages 8 and up, and it takes about 20 minutes. In this game, you all have cards and they'll all have different pictures on, so it might be a crown or a pearl or a diamond, and if there's more than one, when you all turn over the cards, say there's 3 diamonds, then you have to grab the chest, but if there's a dragon on one of the cards, then you have to grab the chicken. This is Word Slam. It's a Kosmos game. It's for 3 or more players, ages 12 and up, and the playtime is about 45 minutes. How this game works is there are 2 teams, and one person on each team has a word that they have to describe using the cards. For example, they could have the word banana, and they pick the cards that say food, yellow, and semicircle. And then the other teammates looking at those cards would have to try and figure out what their word was. The fastest person to get it wins.
This is Roll for Adventure. It's for 2 to 4 players, ages 10 plus, takes about half an hour. It's a cooperative dice rolling fantasy game where you have to band together to collect the fabled power stones that you need to save the kingdom.
This is the game Drop It from Kosmos. It's for 2 to 4 players or 2 teams. It's ages 8 and up, and it takes about 30 minutes. You have to drop the shapes, which all have different colours, into the standing grid, and the same colours aren't allowed to touch and the same shapes aren't allowed to touch. We've played this a lot at home and it's really fun.
This is Imhotep. It's a multi-award winning game that most people will have played. It's a Kosmos game. It's 2 to 4 players, ages 10 plus, takes about 40 minutes. And the aim of the game is to transport your stone blocks to build as big a building as you can, or as powerful a building as you can, but your opponent will be trying to thwart you at every step. So it's a really nice kind of take that game a little bit mean. Here we have 2 more Imhotep games. This is an expansion, the New Dynasty, with basically more areas that you can play and more ways to win. And this is Imhotep the Jewel, which is a 2-player game. It's a standalone game, so you don't need the original. It's based on the most powerful royal couple of ancient Egypt, which is Nefertiti and Akhenaten. And it's a good, fun, backstabbing game.
This is Ingenious. It's a Kosmos game. It's for 1 to 4 players, ages 8 and up, and the playtime is around 45 minutes. In this game, players try to get the highest score by placing tiles so that the symbols and colours on them align with other tiles in the longest line as possible. The person with the lowest score wins.
This is Ingenious Extreme. If you liked Ingenious, you'll probably like this one too. It's ages 8 plus, players 1 to 4, takes about half an hour to 3/4 of an hour. The new version adds 2 more lines of play and 2 more colours to make it even more exciting and challenging than the base game. This is Kahuna, which is one of my favourite games. It's from Kosmos. It's for 2 players and it's for around about ages 10 plus, but I think younger people could play it as well. It takes about half an hour. Basically you have 2 teams and you use the cards that you are given to build bridges between different islands, or use your cards to take bridges away from your opponent. It's a real take that game, so it can start off okay and end up a little bit mean. This is Carry from Devir. This is 2 to 4 players, age 10 plus, takes about 45 minutes. It is a worker placement tile laying game where depending where you put your pieces you will get different rewards basically. It's set in New Zealand and it's just a really, really pretty little game, very easy to learn, a nice one to have to the collection. Here we have Tardy, one of our best-selling 2-player games. It's really mean, but it's such good fun. Loads of videos online telling you how to play this. It's, as I say, 2 players, ages 12 plus, takes about an hour. It's an expansion. You will need the base to play this, but it gives you more areas to play it in. It's kind of a set collection. You're working, trying to get salt and pepper and dates in order to get the most money and victory points at the end of the game. Paris from Devir, La Cité de la Lumière, possibly. It's for 2 players, age 8 plus, takes about half an hour. It's a game of 2 halves. It is absolutely stunningly beautiful. The colours in it are just phenomenal. First of all, you're trying to lay down your your areas, and then you have to decide where to put your houses. So it's just really nice one. Unfortunately, it's sold out probably until about November, but if you can get hold of one, it's well worth play. This is Lost Cities, the board game, which is a game by Ryan Knizia. It's based on Celtis, which one of builders you are. It is for 2 to 4 players, ages 10 plus, and can take anywhere from half an hour to an hour. Basically, you're doing your card drafting, card collection as per usual. It has some lovely little meeples in it, and it's a really nice board game for, as we said, a whole family. This is Lost Cities Rivals by Ryan Knizia, another one in the Lost Cities set. It's for 2 to 4 players, ages 10 plus, takes about 40 minutes. And you'll be using the same kind of cards, but this time you're bartering, and it's just a really nice game. This is Mikado, Kosmos game for 2 to 4 players, age 10 and plus. It takes about 30 minutes to play. It's a game where you're basically trying to get enough coins to buy the things that you want to get, but you have to be careful because some of the coins are counterfeit, and that might end up messing up your game. It's a good fun one. This is Papua from Devir. It's for 2 to 4 players, age 10 plus. Takes over an hour normally. It is a dice rolling, worker placement and set collection game set in Papua in the Pacific Ocean. Yeah, it's quite a nice little one. Not so well known over here, but well worth having a punt on. This is Silk from Devir. It's for 2 to 4 players, ages around about 10 plus, and takes about 45 minutes. You're a silkworm shepherd, and you are trying to build nurseries to grow your silkworms and get the best silk. There are monsters that come and take your silkworms away from you, and your opponent is always trying to move your silkworms off the nurseries to get better land. It looks beautiful, and I think it probably rivals Targi for meanness, so if you like that kind of game, it's fantastic. This is Razzia from Devir. It's up for a UK Games Expo award this year, which is fantastic. It's a dice rolling game, a bit of worker placement as well. You have lots of chorizo and crackers and cheese that you're trying to get into your bag, but the mice are stealing it away from you. And if you're not careful, the cat will come and wipe the board clean. It's a lovely game. My family absolutely adores it. Really fast, and you can also get it on Tabletopia. My City is one of our latest games. It's a legacy game for ages 10 plus, 2 to 4 players. Everyone has to have their own city board and build it up depending what cards you get. Each game is different because you'll be putting stickers on to personalise your board as you continue to play the game. On the back of the board is a single play game called the Eternal City, which is just a really nice way to introduce people to the game. It was nominated for Spiel des Jahres. Hello there, this is Tribes. It's for 2 to 4 players, age 10 plus. Takes about 45 minutes. Here you're going through the dawn of humanity. You're experiencing 30,000 years of civilization in less than an hour. So we're using blocks, working our way through the eras. It's a really nice game from Rustan, quite a well-known guy, and well worth a punt, I think, this one. This is The Lost Words. It's a game designed by Robert Hyde. And this is a mock-up box because it doesn't come out until October. However, as a UK Games Expo special, we have it on Tabletopia. It's based on the best-selling book, and it's absolutely stunningly beautiful. You're working with spell cards and nature cards, and as you can see, the illustrations by Jackie Morris are absolutely phenomenal. This will be an amazing game to have on your Christmas list. This is Aquilin. This is one of our newest games, and it's one that we absolutely love at home. It's for 2 players, ages 8 plus, takes about 20 minutes. You are basically working to get either the most colours or the most sea animal shapes together in one block, and then it's scored after that, so you can move them around, tile placement on the board. It's just a lovely game. Kids really love it, and I think kids from probably 6 plus to play it. Well worth a go. This is Word Slam Midnight from the Word Slam series of games. This one's a bit different now. This is the one that we're going to be doing after the kids have gone to bed and after a couple of tequilas. It's got quite a few naughty words in there, and it's all round good fun for a party game. This is Brutal Kingdom for 3 to 4 players, ages 12 plus, takes about half an hour. It's a hand management game. It's quite a mean game. It's a game where you basically have different skills depending what cards you have, and you can take other people's cards depending what powers you have, basically. It's the small one, you can pack it down, take it with you. We've had it for a little while, but it always does quite well. Here we have our 2 Ken Follett games, the Column of Fire and the Pillars of the Earth. Both are for 2 to 4 players, both are 12 plus, and both are over about an hour and a half. This is a proper game, sit down, plan your evening around. Really nice fun. This one is history based, tableau building, dice rolling and area control. This one's worker placement, tableau building and card drafting. So if you like your games heavy with a bit of historical things, go for these. This is Homes by Devir, Sherlock and Mycraft. It's for 2 players, it takes about half an hour and it's for ages 10 plus. It's a card management set collection game set around London when a bomb explodes in London Parliament. It's just a nice game and not very well known, but well worth a go. This is Dimension. It's for 1 to 4 players, aged 8 plus. It takes about half an hour. It's a good family-friendly game. You have to look at the cards and then try and stack your balls up in the best way possible in order to get the most points. It's really good for memory. It's really good for tactile skills. So one for older and for younger people.